What type of fencing is best for 24/7 turnout, i.e. electric tape, rope, barbed wire, no climb, wooden, etc.? Thank you. I absolutely love your videos and look forward to them each month. And she even put little heart emojis for you.
Nice. Or for you. So you can probably pick out of her list which one is I'm not going to approve. It begins with a B.
I was going to say, I'm assuming the barbed wire was probably not going to be.
Knock out the barbed wire. The other ones that are not, we're told to avoid for horses are like the high tensile steel wire, because it's not very visible, and it can act like a knife if they run into it at speed. I mean, it just cuts through flesh and bone. It's really awful if you've ever seen one of those. And then the other one is, it's called page mesh wire. It's the wire that is about 3 to 4 inches square.
Okay.
And it's just the right size for a hoof and leg to go through, but not come back out.
Yeah.
So you want to avoid any kind of fence that can trap a hoof or a head. Some fences, they require like a cross piece. And that's an area where a horse can stick a head in. They do, horses, I mean, that's what they do, right?
They are very creative.
They challenge everything. And so those are the 3 that I would avoid. So that leaves us with a lot of other ones. And I found this quote that there is no best fence, right?
Okay.
There's things we look for, and she specifically said 24/7 turnout.
Yes.
So she wants a pasture fence night and day, so it has to be highly visible. It has to be strong. We use the word secure, and we mean secure enough to hold the horse in if they hit it.
Okay.
And they could hit it just because they didn't see that it was there. They could hit it because they were bouncing around, playing and romping. They could hit it because they spooked and ran. So
we've all seen that.
We've all seen that. So it has to be durable and strong, but also forgiving, and have some give. No hazardousness to it, we talk about the trapping, but no sharp edges or points.
Well, because you want it, I guess, at some point, if the horse does happen to get stuck, you want it to be able to come undone in a sense, or at least be able to get them out of it.
Or they could bounce off it. So
yes.
there's wood rail. There's vinyl rail with the high tensile steel in it, which is a very popular form of fence because it's visible, it's strong, and it has some give. You can a little bit bounce off it. So that
poor Newman's just out there bouncing off fences.
Oh no, he doesn't touch fences. There's vinyl rail, which I don't consider horse fence, only because it's the PVC material, but it's hollow. Do you know what I'm talking
yes.
about? It's more decorative. It's what they use around like dressage rings and stuff. And in the cold, it can shatter and make sharp edges. And if a horse hits it, it's going to break.
So more for maybe like riding rings, not so much for like turnout.
Yeah, I mean, there's all sorts of reasons for fences on a horse property. There's the perimeter of the outside fence, which is used to, if you get a loose horse from the regular fence, keep them in, but it also keeps out unwanted visitors, dogs, wildlife,
people who are driving by and see a barn
you know,
and they want to stop in.
Yeah, whatever. So what other ones are? Electric. Okay,
yeah.
So electric is not usually a fence that you use by itself, but you use it in combination with something. Like you might put it as the top strand on a fence, because one of the things you have to consider in fencing is that it's not just about the horse, keeping him in an area, keeping him away from other horses. It's protecting the fence from the horse at times, because they chew on him, they paw on him, they scratch on him. I mean, the fences are
multi-purposeful toy.
That's right. And then I think she mentioned there is wire mesh that is horse appropriate, and one brand is the No Climb, and then there's the V mesh. So those are very, very small. They're very sturdy. They do have some give. I see a lot of times people will put a top wood rail on top of them because they're not super visible, but if you put a board on it, then they're easier to see.
That's a good point, because I was going to say I've seen a couple of them and it is a little bit hard.
Very hard to see, but you can enhance the visibility pretty easily. But other things they have to take into account are the initial purchase price, and then how easy are these to maintain. Like the wood fencing the 3 or 4 board post and rail. Very pretty. It's very traditional in some places, but it takes a lot to maintain it. So you have
Horses chew on
you're
them.
all in when that.
Yeah.
Yeah. They love the wood and the painting and that. So there's a lot of things to consider. I recommend going to farms, seeing what they have, talking to the people, saying, if you had to do this all over again, how would you do it? And you might get some really helpful answers.
Yeah, use the resources you have available in your
Before
community.
you start putting money into it, yeah.
I always think it's so funny with fencing and horses and turnout. No matter how big of the turnout it is, they will roll as close to that fence as possible and give me a heart attack every single time.
Yep.
But those are some great tips for Megan for sure.